Okay, so let's take a look at how you can connect your MySQL instance created in Google Cloud Platform and connect that to Azure Data Studio. So what is Azure Data Studio? So if you go to official site, you will find that it is basically a tool like SQL Server Management Studio, but it is intended towards Azure usage. You can also use it for any other database on cloud, on any cloud for that matter, not necessarily it has to be Azure or so. So I already installed that. Let me show you. Basically it is like your Visual Studio Code and allows you to connect to your Azure account. And we are going to use MySQL hosted on Google Cloud Platform to connect to Data Studio, right? So meanwhile, we can go to all products from Google Cloud and we will be creating instance of MySQL. So we will be purposefully checking Cloud SQL, right? So let's go to the tab and there we will find the option. Meanwhile, let's go and check Azure Data Studio where we have new connection, and here you see I have connection type SQL Server. I can also have MySQL, but you may notice that in your case it may not appear unless you install a plugin. So to do that, go to extension, then type MySQL, right? It should point you to one official plugin from Microsoft, right? So I installed that, and after that when I go to create a new connection, it will show me connection type as MySQL. Here I will add the IP, then username and password, and also make few changes like adding our CA certificate in advanced tab. I will go through all of this later. So let's cancel for now and go to Google Cloud. Here in all products of Google Cloud, let's take a look at SQL, Cloud SQL for that matter. Here you will notice that this particular instance we have, and we may need to think of adding that instance, right? So first thing we will be clicking on create instance. I already have one instance, but we will come to that later. For now, click create instance. I will show you what some of the configuration to choose. So here we will be choosing MySQL as database. So I will click choose MySQL. Right. And here we will be answering a series of questions and settings. I can choose instance ID, password policy. So instance ID can be anything like MySQL, dev MySQL, and then paste the password. You can also generate the password with specific set of instructions here, right? Then we choose database version. So MySQL 8 is the one I selected. Then I will choose configuration, which is specific to say development. So it picked some of the configuration for me. I can expand and see what it contains. So it contains 2 CPU, 8 GB RAM. Then comes the zone part and region part. So region we select closer to our area. So let's say Asia, Singapore, Delhi, Mumbai, Jakarta I can pick. So let's pick Mumbai, and then zone wise you can see I can pick single zone, right? Because I don't have any enterprise or business usage, so I'll pick that. Then comes your customization of instance. You can also specify zones, but let's not get there for simple test, right? So let's go with configuration options. So here we have machine type, and we have option to choose between shared core, lightweight, standard and high memory. So here you have lightweight option. Then comes storage, you can pick SSD, pick 10 GB, and enable storage increase option. Then comes connections, where we have public IP. I can also add network of IP ranges. So let's say from 0, 4 times 0, then 0 /. If I say all to that network range, it will select all the IPs in public. Then data protection, where you can set the backup, right, and its deletion. And then maintenance, where you want to maintain your database. You can set the time for say specific dates. You can go with advanced option, choose maintenance period there. And then labels is where you organize the resource with label, kind of like tags. Then query insight is where you work with telemetry operation, and those query insights are enabled, disabled here. Flags, as you can see, allow you to customize aspect of your instance, which may or may not require. Finally, we will create the instance. Once you create, it will appear something like this, and then when you click, it will go to the instance page. So on that page, we will be seeing usage of CPU will be started. So few things here to do are going to connection and then checking the security tab. Right, for example, we will click on allow only SSL connections. Use that option and then enable the SSL encryption. Then click on download certificate and download the same in some places on drive. Then move to networking. We already managed to set all networks. Double verify this setting, then save it, then come out to overview. Right, now we are set up. Now our focus should be taking this IP address, copy this, and then go to Azure Data Studio. Here we will create new connection and we will pick MySQL. Then paste our IP address, then say my username root, paste the password. You don't have to specify database name or server group. Click on advanced. Now here you will see your CS certificate option. So you need a path. So if we go to directory of that path, I will just copy address as text, come here, and then I will say server-ca.pem. Click OK. So you will come here. Now connect. It should connect, considering we have given it the path for that CS certificate. Notice that you will have your server's IP on the left. Expand it and it will open the available set of databases. Now what we can do is we can create new databases or even view the one we have. So we click on our database here. Inside that we have table, right? I can use actions and select top, and then it should show me the output here. I have like 10 rows of data, as you can see. Can add additional, write queries, and then run the same. If I right click on it and choose to disconnect or delete, that is possible as well. I can also create new database from here, though I only recommend PostgreSQL and SQL Server on Azure Data Studio. If you want to use it for MySQL, that's supported as well. So they want to make it single point for most databases. In case of Google, I don't know if there is any tool, but if you do find one, I will let you know. But this is pretty much the case that you can use Azure Data Studio to connect to any MySQL server on any cloud. So in our case, we use Google Cloud instance, right? So we achieved our goal of establishing connection and creating database and so on.